Binding of Isaac is a game that has now been out for more than a decade, and it is the story of a child living with his mother. To most of you, it will be one of the most famous roguelikes of all time, an incredible game to spend thousands of hours on. But not everybody knows the full story, and not everybody understands how deep it is. Today, we will analyze every single ending and draw a line between what is actually canon and what isn't. I'm Nameless, this is the Binding of Isaac lore explained. Let's get into it. When you first launch the game, you're faced with a cutscene that narrates the story of the O'Moriah family. In it, you will see our protagonists of the story, Magdalene O'Moriah and Isaac O'Moriah. Isaac is a 5-year-old child. His family, more specifically his mother, is very Christian. The introduction to the game makes you understand that she feels talked to by God. She hears voices saying that Isaac is a living sin and thus he should be punished for it. In our first instance, she is told that Isaac's toys are the problem and that she should get rid of them, which she does. She is called by God another 2 times, the last of which he tells her to go to the kitchen, get a knife, and murder her son in order to prove her loyalty to him. The story then goes that Isaac, watching through the cracks of the doors, starts to get scared, and in an attempt to run away, he discovers a trapdoor below the carpet in his room. Filled with fear, he swings it open, and just as his mum gets in the room, he jumps in and falls down into the basement, which is where our story as the players begins. We've seen this page before. These are the canon endings for the game. And although they are numbered, they are not in order, and they are not the entirety of the lore. Interestingly enough, the first piece of lore that we ever get in chronological order comes from the Ascent Path in-game. You see, this item called Dad's Note exists. And once you pick it up, the Ascent Path begins. In this path, you'll go back throughout all of your floors as Isaac, and you will relive all of your memories. More specifically, Isaac relieves the memories of his parents arguing.
I spent it. It's gone. Just get over it.
What do you mean? What do you mean it's gone? How can you have spent our savings? He's self-destructive and disturbed just like his father. Look at who he has to look up to. And you're drunk again, aren't you?
Shut up, Maggie! Shut up! You just keep pushing me like this. I'm leaving.
Good. Leave! We'll be fine without you. Abandon us like you've abandoned yourself. You need to repent. You need to confess your sins and become saved. Let his light inside you cleanse your soul.
You are insane. You are taking this too far. Can't you hear how you sound?
Pray with me. Pray for your salvation. Come, pray with us, Isaac. Where are you going? Wait! We need you! Your son needs you!
I'm doing more harm than good. I just can't do this anymore. I'm sorry.
Please, please don't leave us!
I'm sorry, Isaac.
Hence why the Dad's Note, the ending of the Ascent, is the note that his father put down before leaving. This is the actual first canonical event in chronological order. From this, you will have understood that the dad, unhappy with the events happening in his own house, decided to leave, meaning that here is where Isaac's family will start to be only composed by Isaac and his mother. This then brings us to the introduction of the game, which we've spoken about before. Here is where it gets tricky though. What if I told you that most of the happenings in the intro cutscene never actually happened? Back into a familiar place. As you can see, we have 7 endings that make up the whole canon for the Binding of Isaac. Although they are different endings, they all add something to the other, and none of them are happening in an alternate universe. Ending 1 is the ending that you receive after you beat Mum for the first time. It is at this point in time that I'd like to mention that Mum is not actually Mum, but it's an acronym for Magdalene O'Mariah. I might have just shattered your world, but stay with me. When you beat her, you get a cutscene that tells you about how Isaac survived because the Bible fell on her head. Well, if you ever paid attention to it, at the very ending of that cutscene, in the last 5 seconds, we see that Isaac is just fantasizing about his story, happily, but his mum appears with a knife behind his back. This brings us to the following cutscene and second ending. You'll see Isaac reading the Bible and then looking at himself in a mirror. That is to symbolize that he doesn't like himself, and instead of viewing himself correctly, he sees a demon form. That will be canonically recurring in a lot of these endings, where Isaac believes that he is the evil incarnate. This is a theme that we sadly will see reoccurring over and over throughout the game. Isaac loves to draw, and he draws how he feels, so when he feels bad, he will draw himself as a devil. Throughout this analysis though, you can actually find out what makes Isaac feel good. Whenever you see him happy, it's usually because of one of 2 things. He's either playing with his dad, or he's playing with his tiny companion, Guppy. Guppy is referenced to as Isaac's dead cat, so when you see it in the game in the form of items, it's the cat passed away. But all the memories are with him alive and them playing together. Little side fact, Guppy is actually real, and he is Edmund Macmillan, the game's developer, real cat. This that you're seeing is a video of him and his wife mocking the cat that was published on YouTube 18 years ago. The cat has sadly now passed away, and he had been added into Isaac in memory of him. So what about the dad? All we know right now is that he left because he had some drinking problems, and because Isaac's mum was delving too deeply into Christianity. But in reality, Isaac shares a lot of good memories with him. To get to know this, we must leave Isaac for a second and get in the world of Bumbo. While Bumbo is most commonly known as an Isaac item, he's actually part of a game of little cardboard cutouts that Isaac used to play with. And despite this not being the Binding of Isaac, it actually has the biggest piece of lore ever dropped about Isaac's death, where it shows Isaac playing with these things and how the mum feels about it.
And Bumbo make his kingdom, a big wide world filled with adventure for Bumbo. All kinds of big fat monsters to smash, and even small ones to bash. And this world of Bumbos will grow and grow, and always be there for you as a way to escape from the real world. There is no end to your imagination, no limit to what you can create. When things get difficult, you can go there. When you feel weak, you can escape into this world we created and become powerful. Always remember this, Isaac. Your imagination knows no bounds, and I'll always be here waiting for you in our next adventure together.
What we have just witnessed is a big core memory for Isaac, but this will soon be turned into trauma because of the mum.
Finally, Bumbo happy. Now Bumbo can be alone with coin. But Bumbo hears something mean, something huge, something!
Isaac, who were you talking to? Where did you get that stuff? I thought I threw it out. He left us, Isaac. He's gone. He never loved us. Don't you get it?
No, Mama, please!
Isaac, listen to me. It's just us now. It's just us now, Isaac. You and Mama.
When you're a kid and you have a problematic situation, things like this can become your safe space. And having yours ripped apart by your own mother, psychologically, is pretty daunting. So it's easy to say that this is probably why Isaac has such a fear of his mum and why he views her so badly. Speaking of which, we have a literal example of how he views her from the murder ending.
Isaac, what are you drawing? Isaac, let me see it. Give it to me now! This is what you think of me? This is what I am to you? A monster?
No, Mama, it's just...
After all I've done for you, this is how you view me? You think I'm a monster, Isaac? I'll show you a monster!
No, please!
You are just like your father. I can't even look at you. How could you? You are just like him! Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation.
Well, you see that Satan statue behind there? That is exactly what we were talking about. That is Isaac's emotion. He feels like the devil is watching him. It will be in exactly the same place inside of a chest that he will start to connect with his fears, as they become more and more real every day with the problems he has to face with his mum. Isaac, with now no toys remaining and a mother that hates him, will start to only find peace in his wardrobe, and more specifically in the chest inside of it. Here is where the picture of the dysfunctional family becomes suddenly much heavier, because while the father living is problematic, it now amounts to pretty much nothing when you compare it to what is happening with his mother. This, while not the last thing that we will talk about, is the end for Isaac. All the good memories with the family in one piece scrapped away. All of his toys and memories of playing with his father long gone and suppressed by the rage of the mother. All of his good drawing and happy moments turned into darkness and sin. All contoured by a non-caring parent that fails to see the problem with the child. Because Isaac doesn't hide these things. Matter of fact, he hangs them on the wall. So why is it not seen? Because this problem starts from the mum. If you play the game and go into the stage Home, you will see that all around the walls there will be framed pictures of the family with the dad's face crossed out. This is not exclusive to one room, and you can assume that it's definitely not the child who hanged the frames in the first place. But as a 5-year-old, your mind is like a sponge. It absorbs everything it sees, and when you live in a home where the average framed picture is your dad crossed out, it surely doesn't leave a good mark. It is at this point in time that, as we foreshadowed, the end comes for Isaac. And if you notice, this time I didn't put any quotation marks around it. Because in terrible fear of his mother, he locks himself in a chest to be safe, with the only issue that the chest will never open again. Matter of fact, it will close on him and lock him inside forever. With a Blue Baby final, we will be introduced to some more core memories of Isaac, him wearing his mum's wig, playing with his dad, the demon shadow, his happy family, and then the decay, his sadness overstepping the joyous moments, all until he sees his mum with a knife in her hand, and his dad leaving. Isaac's titles aren't only for beauty though. Unrepentance won't only be the name of the last DLC, but what the mother goes through when she starts searching for him. But what she never looks for is that fatidical chest. And since he is no longer in his room and nowhere to be found, we get to see for the first time the missing poster. Days, weeks and months pass on end, and the boy is nowhere to be found. But that's just how Mum sees it, that's not what we see, because we know where he is. And we know how it ends after he locks himself inside, and it is the most brutal cutscene of the game. It is here that Isaac finally stops to suffer. So much time has passed that the world has forgotten about him. But his soul is still intact somewhere. Somewhere that we believe to be the purgatory, as he walks through it while waiting for his soul to ascend. It is long after that we see Isaac's mum find a chest with flies around it and the smell of a decomposed body. And when she opens it, she finds the remains of her own son. Right after, we see Isaac on what we can presume to be his judgment day. Very confused and very disoriented, but not scared, he gets out of a demon chest, as we see the shadow of the devil appear behind him. Here the circle ends. The brutal story of this poor 5-year-old is now concluded, and we know everything that there is to know in the canon. If you've gotten all this far, you'd think that now you know everything about the lore. But there is one thing I didn't mention. Isaac O. Moriah, Magdalene O. Moriah. What does the O stand for? It stands for Obama. This is the end of the video. It has been a pleasure and a work of multiple days to do something like this and pull it off. I've worked way too hard on it, and I hope it is half decent for you to enjoy. If you did, know that I make daily Isaac content, and I also stream on Twitch, so if you would like to drop a sub, it will really help me. I hope I didn't miss anything, but if I did, do let me know in the comments, don't be afraid to tell me. I'll just spend another 70 hours on another video trying to address the extra thing that I missed. Thanks to all the guys that support me through Twitch while I'm editing on stream and for giving me information. All of you beautiful fellas will be mentioned in the description. As a last thing, I would like to mention that I've said it before in the video, but a dysfunctional family is not uncommon at all, and if it is causing you problem, know that seeking therapeutical help is a very worthy option, and there should be no shame in considering or doing it. Once again, I appreciate you for watching. I'm Nameless, and I'll see you in the next one.